burning will go. It will not go. No matter how much they do, whatever they do, they take all kinds of medicines. A lot of diabetics do have this burning sensation.
Hmm.
So there are some neuropathy kind of a thing. So they are a bit resistant to treatment. So don't worry, the burning symptom, let the patient learn to live with it.
Okay, sir. Sir, I think we'll take the last question for today. In case of a posterocentral disc herniation along with annular tear, can we only treat with patient with physiotherapy, or do you think surgical intervention is required?
Yes, it all depends on what are the symptoms, how severe is the compression on the nerves. So let's say, for example, the patient doesn't have deficit. He has a lot of pain. Let's assume patient has an extremely severe pain and the patient is yours. Let's say you as a physiotherapist, the patient has a lot of trust, faith in you. You have treated his XYZ 10 relatives and all of them have got better. So I am absolutely happy for you guys to treat the patient as long as you want, as long as they don't develop a significant deficit like a foot drop or something. You can treat them for, as long as they are happy with your treatment, you can treat. But if the symptoms are not subsiding, you can take an opinion of a spine surgeon. If there is significant compression, if the MRI picture matches his clinical symptoms, like sometimes on MRI there is just a mild to moderate compression and the patient has extremely severe pain, so I don't recommend surgery for these patients. I would say wait, do some physiotherapy, do some exercises, do some physical modalities. Let's see, because the picture is not matching. So 1 plus 1 should be 2. If 1 plus 1 is 3, I would not be very happy operating these patients. So there is something I'm missing there. So I would wait. It's preferable to wait and watch than to jump onto surgeries and have a bad result.
Okay. Sir, we have a very interesting question. Does the
Yeah.
material of screws and other fixators matter when it comes to the starting of the rehabilitation? And if it is yes, then how?
No, I don't think you should worry about the implant material there, because the commonly used, let's say I am sticking to spine, and in knees and hips, they have got different materials of cobalt, chromium, and those stuff. But for spine, earlier when fixation started with pedicle screws, and if you see some of the older surgeries, they used to use steel. So steel was a commonly used material. Now the problem with steel was that it is not MRI compatible. So a patient cannot do MRIs after steel fixation. I mean, not that he can't do, I mean, the steel won't come out of the spine, but a steel material, steel screws or wires, they throw a lot of shadow. So then when you do an MRI, nothing is seen. The nerves which you want to see are never seen because a lot of shadows come into the image due to steel. So then the material changed to titanium. So universally now the material which is used for screws or any fixation is titanium. So titanium is strength wise, it is more closer to bone than steel, though it is much stronger than the bone, but steel is much, much more stronger. So we want a material which is more closer to bone in its strength. If you
Okay.
know the biomechanics concepts,
Hmm.
you will understand that the closer your material is to the natural
Yeah.
bone or the strength, the better it is. The more harder the material, it will have a tendency to damage the bone or cause more stiffness. So excessive stiffness of the spine is also of no use, because the rest of the spine is mobile, and this level you have suddenly made it extremely stiff. So that is not good. So the
Okay.
material which we use is titanium. The cages which we use are either titanium or PEEK. PEEK is like a plastic material, polyethylene, ethylene, something K. So that is again sort of plastic which is even closer to strength to bone compared to titanium.
वाटरमेलन ले आना चाहिए होता वाटरमेलन.
So the implant, as far as physiotherapy is concerned, should not matter. For MRIs and all, definitely titanium is better than steel.
Okay. Sir, I think there is one more question.
Yeah.
There is somebody who is sharing history of a patient.
Hmm.
So the patient, yeah. So patient passive range of motion is of hip is completely free, full free forward bending, painful, limited, no localized tenderness or pain in lumbar region, but there is a pain in gluteal region. There is no pain at SI joint. What could be the problem with the such patient? And age is 72 years. Once he walks for 10 minutes, the pain starts.
Okay. And the pain is predominantly in the gluteal
It's
region.
a
It doesn't go down the
gluteal
legs.
region, and the patient can bend fully, and there is no localized tenderness as well.
Hmm. So this kind of pain could be either due to the facets or some problem around the hip. Of course, SI joint is there, but cannot say either it is due to hip. So I would say three differentials: either a facet joint arthritis, or a hip pathology, or a SI joint problem. Now there is one more cause, which is instability at the alpha S1 level. So
Okay.
when a patient for 2 minutes, he doesn't get pain, after that he starts having pain. So it's like a claudication pain. So I would recommend, if not done, you should get a standing.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
So I would recommend for this patient, if not done, get a standing X-ray of the LS spine done. If that shows some kind of instability, that could explain your pain.
Okay.
So many a times when you don't have a standing X-ray, the lying down X-ray won't show the instability. A standing flexion extension view of the LS spine will show the instability. So do get it done. Please
Okay.
just give me a moment. Hello. हा. थोडं मी एका मीटिंग मध्ये आहे अर्जंट. Sorry.
Yes, sir. Please.
Huh. Yes. So doing a dynamic X-ray would be a good idea.
Okay.
I don't know what's the status of his. I mean, this just by clinical symptoms, I would also require some investigation. So if this, whoever has asked this question, if he has some investigations done, they can send me the images on my number, and this history which they have typed, they can copy and send me. I will have a talk with them, and then maybe
Okay.
I can give a reason for the symptoms.
Okay. So now the last question for today, which we will take, a very interesting question. How stable is the human spine when all muscle forces are not into play?
So the muscles, see, the most, like the strongest structure of the spine is the disc. So if a spine is young, if the disc is good, not degenerated, if the bones are good, the spine is quite stable, quite stable. Though if you might have experienced at times that people get these problems of disc herniation, that has been my experience, or sudden back pain, a sudden jerk. So what do you mean by a sudden jerk? Is the jerk or the bending lifting activity happens when the muscles are not prepared, and then they get the injury. So the disc herniation problem can occur in a degenerated disc if the muscle forces are not acting to stabilize the spine. So there are a lot of ifs and buts, but as such, a young spine is a very stable structure. But if there is degeneration which has set in, the muscles do play an extremely important role. So in all patients with back pain, neck pain, the muscular forces are extremely important. So your job as a physio is extremely important.
Okay. I think, sir, that answers the last question for the session today. And I think it was a very interesting 3 days with you. We got
Yeah.
to learn a lot of things from you, and this was, I think, first of its kind session where we could interact with the operating surgeon directly, because generally we don't meet so many surgeons, we don't get people to answer all these questions, and somebody as as expert as you who operates only in spine. So it was a very interesting and very fulfilling 3 days or 3 webinars. So, sir, I would like to, on behalf of all my team and all my physiotherapy colleagues, I would like to thank you for your precious time which you have shared with us, not to mention the knowledge and expertise. So, sir, it was very, very nice having these sessions with you. Thank you for your time, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So if you guys have any queries, please feel free to ask me. If you feel the surgeon whose patient you are seeing is too senior, too big a name to approach, you can ask me questions. I can at least give you some broad outlines. So I don't ask you to send someone else's patient to me or something, but for your queries, for your doubts, if you feel that surgeon is not approachable, you can drop me a simple message that this is XYZ patient has been operated and this is the problem I'm facing. So I might guide you what to do about it. Of course, my number is available if you want second opinions for your patients. If you want third opinions, anytime you can give the number. We can do a teleconsultation, which is very convenient. All our receptionists do organize and train the patients how to do it, and everything is very streamlined, so you don't have to worry. So these facilities are available, and I would definitely invite all of you to avail these facilities. Okay, so it was very nice interacting with you all, and very interesting questions you asked me, and I got to know a lot of perspective of what you guys think. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And some people are asking, ki, will Dr. Ashutosh sir will be available in future, or will he be open to such webinars lockdown ke baad bhi?
Of course, even for these consultations, the teleconsultation portal is a new startup
Okay.
which has been started by me and my MBBS colleagues. So all
Okay.
of them who you see on this website, which link is there on the card there, they are all my friends.
Okay.
And money is absolutely not an issue for these consultations. Let's say your patient is poor, it's totally up to me how much I charge. I can give them consultation totally free. So don't worry about the money parameter. If you want to refer a patient and you feel is not affordable, just let me know, drop me a message. We can do the consultation totally for free. Absolutely nothing, that money is not an issue here. So anytime if you want, on behalf of Prerak, I'm taking the liberty that if any of the guys want some further topics, some further common sort of symptomatology and issues which they want to discuss, let Prerak know, and he can organize some further webinars through us, or periodically, maybe 3 monthly, 6 monthly. If you want some other webinars, we can do a refreshing of the knowledge. So most welcome.
Thank you, sir. That was very nice of you, and thanks for those words जो आपने कहा कि अगर our patients इतने affording नहीं है, because I have seen very less people who are in practice who say those words कि I will keep the consultation free or something like that. That shows a very humane part of you, sir. I mean, in fact, we all physios, we expect everybody, to be as humane as maybe everyone else is.
In fact, I expect all you guys also to be human. Like I said, that the patient should be the center of our care. It's not at all about money. So the
Yes,
patient
sir.
should get all right, and they will come back. They will get hundreds of patients to you if they should feel your human touch. That's
Thank you, sir. Thank you. With that lines, I think we will end today's session. And sir, I'm really grateful to you for this opportunity and for your valuable time which you shared with us, all of us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Brad.